Hello? Do tell if the audio is working.
This is the Guild of Dungeoneering.
Alright. Let's get this thing, let's get the show on the road.
Swimming in pools of gold. This is the Guild
So how's everyone doing today?
All the monsters keep appearing. Oh, to be a Dungeoneer whose stories will be told. What's that sound I hear a noise? Something's coming, girls and boys. We're up in the hills and far away. We're the Guild of Dungeoneering.
Okay, so let's go ahead and get this started. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and start a new game.
This is the Guild of Dungeoneering. All across the land they're cheering. Oh, to be a Dungeoneer, chasing fame and glory.
Alright, so the story, for those who care. The Ivory League of Explorers, the noblest, most virtuous guild in the land. Those insufferable jerks. I'll show them. They won't think me so grossly incompetent when I have my own guild. I've bought a small hall in the bad part of town with the gold I borrowed from them. I've staked out a dungeon that's ripe for the picking. I've even found a chump who can do all the dirty work, while I sit back and watch the coins roll in. Like my father always told me, there's always someone stupider than yourself. Well, he never actually said that to me. In fact, he said it to everyone else. That bastard. Okay. So, I'm assuming a lot of you haven't played this game. For the people who join later, I've posted exactly how the rules are going to work on the stream page. What does it say? How about you? And today was about as long as any other day, about 24 hours. Nothing really exciting happened. Who's in the chat right now? Okay, so we got Elga, Meta, Pichu, and Cedron. And then we also have a special guest. We have a Dungeon Keeper in the chat. He'll be managing the votes. So everyone say hello. He's a robot, he probably won't say hi back. Alright, so it'll probably be faster if I just explain the rules as we go along. Right now, as you can see, we're given the barracks to start our guild off, and this is how we're going to get our first member, who's a chump.
The one
named Yimmy.
always left behind. The
So we can rename him.
The pawn whose fodder for the grind. The sorry little.
Do we want a name
chump
for our new chump? It's going to take a few seconds for people to hear this. So go ahead and post your suggestions. This will be our first run. Alright. Well, that doesn't fit, so we'll do that. Alright. So we don't have any money for now. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go find the dungeon. Right now we only have one person we can send, who was our donjon. And the first quest, we're gonna go kill some rats. Okay, so first vote, or actually it's taken care of for our first turn, I forgot about that. So the computer's gonna go ahead and do it for us. So right now you can see it's picked 3 cards and it's placed them on the nearest tile. And now we've entered our first round of combat. So how we're gonna pull off combat in this stream is what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and open a poll. One moment. So we have 3 choices. Those 3 choices are a lucky hit, and that's going to do 2 physical damage to the guy. And then we have 2 cards that say 1 physical damage. And we each have our own health pool. So the card that the duck selected on this turn, it's not going to do anything, so it's stupidity 1. But we can either do 2 damage, 1 damage, or 1 damage. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up a poll for everyone to decide what they want. And you can vote which one you choose. And then as soon as a decision is reached, we'll see what the majority vote is. Wait a couple seconds. Okay, so we're gonna do a lucky hit right in the kisser. Okay, so now what the duck's gonna do is it's gonna give do 1 damage to us, but it's also gonna inflict 1 health on itself. So all we have to do is hit it once and it's dead, because it'll take off its own health. So we have 3 options. We have the option to block 1 damage. It doesn't matter if it's physical or magic, because it's half red and half blue. Or again, we can do 1 damage to it. So once more, I'm going to do another vote. I'm waiting for when we get a 3-way tie, since Elga's not here. Alright, so we'll go ahead and close that. And it's a 2-way tie, so I'm gonna do a randomizer. It's gonna give me a random number here. And the result was 2. So we're gonna pick 2. Alright, so now we have another choice here. So the way the loot system works is that you're given 3 cards, or you could just take a gold card. And what the gold card does is it gives you like a shiny object, like a bag of gold coins or a gem, and you put them on a corridor tile. And your player will walk to it depending on how valuable it is. Said John's vote wasn't counted. Oh, okay. Oh, that's fine because we picked 2 anyway. Alright, so I'm gonna open up another poll for the loot. So you can pick a paper crown, which has the Holy Seal ability, so every time you block a damage, you get 1 health back. You have a fork, which lets you do 2 physical damage, that gives us another card. and then a twig which gives us the bash card, which both does 1 physical damage and blocks a physical damage. So when you pick up an item, it'll give you the related card and allow you to play with it, so it'll be added to your deck. Said John, you have to make sure you get the syntax right. It's not going to accept it otherwise. How's this thing doing? Oh, okay. All right. So it looks like our winner is Fork. Looks like somebody's vote didn't get counted. Well, anyway, okay. So we're going with the Fork. And you also notice that we did get a fountain effect, and some of the corridor tiles that you're given, like this one right here, it's called a mysterious fountain, and the fountain that it generates will either have a negative or a positive effect, which you can tell depending on whether it's gold or it's red. And what this one was, it was a gold one, so it gave us the Fountain of Clairvoyance, so the monster is now predictable. The next monster we fight is going to be predictable, which means that we're able to see what the top card of that guy's deck is. So now we're going to have a dungeon building vote. So we have 5 cards to choose from. So we have 3 corridor tiles, one of them is a mysterious fountain. We have 2 enemy tiles. And what's going to happen is that I'm going to let you guys vote on which one to pick, and if you guys vote on a blue tile or a blue card, I'm always going to place it on what gets us to the objective faster, because as far as voting on where to place it, that'll get a bit too convoluted. I just realized that when I start the poll in the chat, you guys probably wouldn't have caught up to where the stream is. Okay. So we have 3 votes for 1 so far. Okay, so looks like we're using Mysterious Fountain first, and I think we'll put it here. And you'll notice that we get a Fountain of Knowledge. So we're going to do another poll now. We have 4 choices. Oh, what? Hold on. There we go. So you can vote for one of those 4 cards, or you can vote to end the turn. And ending the turn will just go exactly what it is. So we'll skip right to the fountain, and we won't play any more cards. And for the next round, all of these cards would have changed. So let's see what's going to pop up now. So we have 1 for the rat, 1 for the 4-way, and our Donjunk is asking for AFK because we've left them alone for too long. Okay. So we got a 3-way tie now. So Elga has to break this if he's still there. Otherwise, I'll have to do it. And you know what? I'm gonna pick 3. Alright, so we're going with number 3, and I'm always going to put them in the next available tile. So he's going to go here, and then now we're going to have another one. So you can pick from the 3 remaining cards, or you can end the turn. Alright, Elga's gonna sit out voting, so I'll go ahead and cut that. Alright, so we're gonna end the turn. Alright, so now we're in another combat round. So, again we have 1 physical, 2 physical, and then a block. But, yeah, that's true. So what the rat can do is that he can attack us, but if he's successful, then we discard one of these 3. So the next round we can only pick from 2 cards. So if we block that, we won't have that issue, but otherwise we'll have to get rid of one of our cards. So yeah, this would be kind of frustrating if the stream kept stalling. That's unfortunate. You get fucked over. Alright, so that's all 3. That's 100% for Cower. Bunch of cowards. Fight like a man. Alright, so now we're seeing something new. So the rat has Bite. And this attack, you'll notice it says unblockable. So even if we have a card that lets us defend from a physical, it would completely bypass it. So now we can either do 1 or 2 damage. Alright, so 2 it is. I mean, you say that, but I was fully expecting people to go all TPP on me. So same business here. Let's see. So now that I've explained the majority of the rules, I need to find something I can talk about. So, how are you guys doing today? Did anything eventful happen? I can offer a humorous commentary if you wish. You can ask me questions about what I had for lunch today. Like what kind of sandwich. I had a pretty good sandwich today. So we got 2 votes for the eyes closed punch. And what did you do when you got to your apartment? I've eaten so many things I'm ashamed of. I'm just completely and utterly ashamed of. So we're gonna go for option 2. Uh, well, my sandwich today, I mean, it had some turkey on it. I like turkey as a lunch meat. I find it very good on sandwiches. I also went to the store the other day and I found some really good, it was like this weird mixture, or this weird cross between mustard and barbecue sauce. I didn't look at the ingredients, but it was like a really spicy, thick, sweet mustard, and I put that on the sandwich, and that was pretty good. I typically put some cucumber slices on there as well, to trick myself into thinking it's quite healthy, but there's enough preservatives in that turkey to mummify a small dog. Ham, I haven't had ham because I'm not able to eat it, so... And apparently flies humped Meta's table at McDonald's. Did you have to clean up afterwards? Oh, I forgot to open the poll, shit. Oh wait, I did open the poll. Okay, so that's close. Three-way tie, which means we're going to random.org. And the winner is 2. Flies humped on his table. I mean, that's not... I wouldn't imagine it's much better. Like, I'd hate to have to see that after when I was eating. I mean, you're just enjoying your Big Mac. You see a couple of flies on your table just having at it and getting randy. Like, it's not a very delightful thing to see. So going right for the kisser. That one's dead. So now we get to pick our loot. I mean, this might be racist, but I'm not really fond of fly sex. Like, that's a really weird fetish. I should probably see a doctor about that. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting to look at what the options are. So we have the option of a wooden stool, which gives us bash, repel, and a stupidity card. We also have a wooden board, which gives us a repel, so we block 3 physical damage. And then we have a straight jacket, which gives us +1 health. So I probably should have shown that to you guys earlier. You can just do the vote thing again if you want to change your vote. Just type the same thing, and it'll automatically change your number. I'll have to give it a few seconds for that to carry over with the stream lag. But, what was I in the middle of saying? Yeah, I don't find fly sex that hot. I think you stand alone there. Luckily I was drinking soda at the time. Well, I think they're attracted to that. They love that hot, sugary goodness. Don't be a bore, vote for board. There's nothing like a good old-fashioned wooden plank. It's good stuff. We're half an hour in when we haven't even gotten past the first dungeon. This is really time-consuming. I don't know how far this thing is gonna go. I might change the time, since I don't think 10 PM worked for a lot of people. I had bees swarm me a few days ago during lunch. That's unfortunate. I'm gonna close the poll. Okay, so we have 2 for the wooden board, so that's what we're taking. Alright. Let's go for it. Another 5 cards. We got 4 enemies to choose from. We don't really have much we can do with the room card. There's only a couple places we can put it, and it's inconsequential. But we have 2 bats and 2 rats. Pick your poison. We only have to defeat 2 more monsters to get out of this dungeon. We have 3 votes. Let's cancel that. Alright. All for 5. So we get the nasty rat. It doesn't really matter because we have 2 rats around us now. So whether we keep voting or whether we end our turn, it doesn't really matter. What was I in the middle of saying? Oh yeah, you mentioned bees swarming you when you were eating. I stepped outside for about 10 minutes today to water the grass, and I came back in with 4 massive throbbing mosquito bites on my forehead. Not ironically, I guess, but that was literally the only place I did not spray any off, and it was really fucking annoying, because now my face itches, and it's really distracting when I'm trying to stream. We got 2 votes so far, so looks like we want rats. We got rats. Rats it is. You guys really want to pop this thing full of rats? I mean, if you want to keep voting for more cards, there's not really anything we can do now other than end the turn. Satan's flies. They're called. Well, bees. I mean, they're not aggressive by nature, really. I mean, they're pretty nice when you get to know them. Plus, there's the fact that if they attack you, it literally rips their abdomens in half. I had bats in my old house. Wow. I'm assuming they're in the attic. I don't think we might have bats in our attic. I mean, I haven't really seen many bats in this part of the country. Yeah, mosquitoes are pieces of shit. Who have we got that needs to vote? Meta, we need your vote. Please end the nonsense. I'm gonna go ahead and end it. We have a 50-50. Since we can't put this card anywhere, we have to end the turn. So we're gonna attack a rat. Meta, you failed us. Now we have to attack a rat. Damn it. Okay, wow. I did not pay attention. What did we have? Oh, Koops is here. Why isn't this doing anything? Okay, so basically, I guess one of the fountain effect gives us 5 cards to pick from. So these are all basically the same, you can tell. Yeah, Koopa's here. Hi guys. Hi fella. How are you doing? So we can block, attack with 2, block 3, or attack with 1. And the rat is going to attack unblockable. So you have 5 to choose from. I can only hope that we don't get a tie. This is why we need more people. I told you guys to tell your cat, didn't I? Why didn't you tell your cat that we were streaming today? It would have doubled the outcome if you had told your cats. So how many have we got now? We've got... oh, Lunatic's here. I'll probably set up a system where a Dungeon Keeper will greet people when they join. Okay.